Our first moment in Venice, and it's the most glorious weather. We're so lucky. Isn't it lovely, Jock?
Yeah.
I mean, look at that weather. Blue sky, wisps of cloud. We're just such lucky people.
Shall we go to the front?
We've got to follow Park's got the red,
Venezia.
the Venezia, his little cat. And I've packed all my valuables into a bag on my front under my jacket, so I look as though I've got a giant mono bosom.
Then look at those.
Oh, that's nice, but it means nobody dares pickpocket. So this is Venice. The problem is when I take my bag out, I can't.
We composed a song about Venice. Then look at this.
Ah, Venice. Oh yeah, that's nice. A little bit down at heel, which is nice. Yeah, could do. Sing something, yeah, I'll sing something Italian, I think, on this occasion. Oh, look at the little canals, they're so lovely. I just want to get lost in little roads. And then I want to have like a glass of wine later. And there aren't too many tourists, which is nice. Except for us, of course. The problem with Florence was, you know, there were a lot of people. And everyone's got a right to visit, but it was just to the point where it became rather uncomfortable. There's some tourist tat, but we're not. We're classy tourists, so we won't go for that. Oh, it's wonderful, wonderful. Look at that weather. It's amazing. Oh, another little. I'd like, actually, a day's too short a time to come somewhere here. I want to like stay here for a few weeks and just wander the roads endlessly. No, where's Jock? Oh, there they are, they're coming. Jock's taking photos as well. This is very manageable, this level of crowds. Oh, look, a genuine... Can you speak Italian? It sounds a bit different. The Italian sounds a bit kind of local. See the dialect. And that looks like the Doge's Palace. And we decided not to go on a gondola tour. It's a bit like a punt really, and I just thought I'd been in a punt. That looks interesting. She looks rather, and that's an important fella. Probably a Doge or someone. Or some. Lovely, it's soaking up the atmosphere. I'll put it on little pause because I suppose it can get boring. This is a Doge's Palace, I think, isn't it? So we're getting to the crowds. Yes, very beautiful. Oh, interesting. Look at these, worn by centuries of hands.
think that this whole place was completely flooded only 2 weeks ago.
I know, it's just awful for them. It must have been dreadful for them. They've recovered remarkably by the looks of it. Is this a Bridge of Sighs? Oh, we're on the Bridge of Sighs. The original one. No, it's not, is it? No, I think isn't that the Bridge of Sighs over there? It looks like the one in Oxford, basically. It's a replica. The one in Oxford's a replica, isn't it? Actually, if I was going to be executed, I don't think I'd be sighing, I'd be screaming. Jock? Doc, is that the Bridge of Sighs there? This one isn't. No, the Bridge of Sighs is like enclosed.
But that's what Park told me.
No.
This one is the back of that one. This one.
This one here, yeah. With the two windows. So the prison on the right and the palace on the left. So the prisoners were taken through it on the way to execution. And I had one last look through the window at Venice. So they were sighing. Which is just awful. I mean, I wouldn't be sighing, I'd be screaming. But it's quite cruel. The cruel days, wasn't it? Oh, we gotta go. We mustn't miss when they go. That's why everybody's congregating in there, because it's famous. And did you know that prisoners in Japan on death row, they're only told on the day of the execution they're going to be executed? Which struck me as being rather cruel, but I suppose some people were saying, you know, for their crimes, it's fitting, but I don't think so.
Is the Oxford one model after this one?
Yeah, no, it's different, the Oxford one.
Is there an original Bridge of Sighs?
Yeah, that's the original one. The Oxford one's different. Yeah, the Oxford one I thought was more closely. Is that definitely the one? Yeah, it is. It must be the right one. The Oxford one's a bit
Funny.
But they probably had to make the Oxford one different. Did they have to make the Oxford one a bit different?
Then look at this facade.
Actually, I went to Oxford College and asked to go across it, and they said no. Isn't it beautiful?
For a time whereby the whole place is completely speed.
Exactly.
It was flooded here a few weeks ago, wasn't it?
Flooded. The whole thing is flooded. Yeah. Well, I think it's made up of poles around the edge, isn't it? Reinforces the island, and then all the water, as sea level's rising, it will definitely be threatened, I should imagine. Bless him, Park. He's brilliant tour guide. He just counts everybody the whole time. Yes, he's brilliant, so organised. And to be honest, I'd be screaming at people if I had to run a tour. But he's got infinite patience. What's that? Sakura chicken, that's a bit specific. There's a lion atop the pillar, I don't know what that represents. Maybe that represents Venice. There's all these cities had a lot of power. But we were just saying the other day, you know, science and medicine and things like that have advanced a great deal over the centuries. Art, we think art hasn't. Actually, Joke was saying he thought art had, if anything, receded. Oh, look, a little tree covering Eve's business. Yeah, I think it's Eve, and little trees just discreetly covering their businesses. And I find that's a bit but it probably symbolises her innocence, doesn't it? Oh yeah, there's St. Mark's. I think so.
What about?
And that's a big tall thing. I don't know much about Venice, but I do know St. Mark's, where they had the Monteverdi and the Doge kind of. Yeah, it's my first trip. I'm a Venice virgin. The Doge did a big kind of hoo-ha and just showed off. It's beautiful, isn't it? It looks almost, there's something slightly...
What do you call it, like with wings?
A griffin, isn't it? Does that represent the Doge at the top, presumably? I know it's probably the Virgin Mary at the top.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but you don't put yourself at the top because it's regarded as tempting fate, I suppose. Oh, where's Park gone? Oh, there's Park. Ah. Oh, gorgeous nudes. No, it's gorgeous. Beautiful. Here we are, St. Mark's Square.